Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
In our last two episodes we read out and discussed information on the subject of death. This is information that is given to recently departed Earth human souls to help them to understand the process and to guide them through the appropriate portal to connect them with their soul family. Today we'll cover part 3, the life review. So over to you, Judy.
Thanks, Paula. Higher dimensional ETs and angelic beings both assist this process, working in accord with the person's own higher self-soul. The ET motherships are actually portals to other dimensions.
What do you mean by that? Motherships are actually portals to other dimensions. Can you explain that to us at our very limited 3D level? Would it be like some kind of middle ground?
You could say that. A portal is a doorway between dimensions in this case. As we've spoken about before, all dimensions are right here, right now. In the greater reality beyond 3D, there is no time and no space. It's all in the here and now. A portal provides a place where the veil between dimensions is thinner. Again, this is hard to explain in 3D terms. The motherships contain these portals, which could be likened to the boarding gates at a large airport terminal, through which we are directed to connect with our correct flight. The newly released Earth human consciousness, which at this point may still retain its astral form, which is the spirit part of our being, closely resembling our physical form, is first given counselling if required. This is the death talk referred to by the ETs. This is often required because in many cases the deceased person doesn't even know they're deceased, and they can be very scared and confused, especially if their death has been violent or unexpected. Once the death process has been gently explained to them, they are then guided to the appropriate portal on the ship where they can reconnect with their soul family for a life review. This is carried out in a totally compassionate and loving way by the higher soul self to assist the deceased to look back over the life just lived.
But this is not in judgment.
No way. This life review is what religions on earth wrongly interpret as God's judgment. But in reality, we judge ourselves through the vastly expanded consciousness of our own soul self, which is the God essence that we all have within us, based in the heart chakra during our life.
So our soul self, our God essence, is based in the heart chakra.
It operates through our whole energy chakra system, but yes, it's based in the heart chakra.
So it's felt everywhere, but our heart chakra is where it is felt most.
Yes, and the heart meridian runs down our arms to the centre of our palms. This is the original reason for shaking hands with somebody when you first meet them. It brings our heart chakra into contact with that of the other person. The ETs also greet each other through touching palms, often using both hands. It is also behind the prayer position with both palms joined. This is a way of rebalancing the whole energy system of the body, bringing us back into a state of oneness. In the after-death process of reuniting with our higher God self and our soul family, there is absolutely no judgment in this process. At this point, we are looking clearly through the vastly expanded perception of our higher self, which assists our lower self through every aspect of the life just lived.
And so both ETs and angelic beings assist this process?
Yes, because our soul spans all 10 levels of the universal human ladder, we all have off-planet and angelic aspects within our soul family. So yes, they assist the process as well. All of us at our core being and in the greater reality are a soul. This soul, along with the soul essence of every other being in the universe, is an intrinsic part of the oneness of universal consciousness. This is what God really is. God is the universal consciousness that holds everything together in a state of oneness and gives life to all creation. It's the superglue and the life force energy of the universe, which itself is comprised of limitless dimensional frequencies of energy. With this in mind, we actually carry out our own life review, but from the vastly expanded conscious awareness of our soul self. At this level of perspective, there is no good or bad, only balance and imbalance of energy. Viewed from this higher perspective, we become aware of everything in the universe being energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, thus God is eternal, with no beginning or end.
So all of this is done from a higher consciousness perspective.
Yes. In the life review, we are not looking from the very limited perspective of our 3D bound Earth human mind. We are also not just looking at the last life we've experienced, but rather all our lives. This enables us to see the bigger picture and to review and plan accordingly on how and where balance needs to be restored on the karmic level. It is at this point decisions are made on how, when and where we need to go from here in order to gain more life experiences and knowledge to bring back to the whole soul to assist its further expansion. We also see where balance needs to be restored in the whole plan. From this expanded perspective, all souls reincarnate with the best intentions, but imbalance can arise once we cloak ourselves in the limits of 3D earth plane consciousness.
Yes, the dreaded cloak.
Yep. And some people ask the question, why do we not carry this expanded awareness back with us to our next life? Why are we trapped in amnesia?
Valid questions.
Yes, but the problem here is, if our reincarnation involves being reborn into an earth human body, we simply won't have the brain capacity to process all this deeper understanding. As we evolve through many lives to higher dimensions, our conscious awareness will certainly expand to enable us to access the greater reality. But the earth human brain cannot process this expanded state of awareness. Living on a level 1 planet like Earth, we're restricted to around 10% of our potential conscious awareness. More opens up as we evolve through the levels of the human ladder from 1 to 10, and more of our DNA is activated. This is what evolution and self-realization in the human kingdom is all about. Darryl Ankar and the Esasani Zeta Bashar, who he channels, talk about a chemical in the human brain known as GABA, which stands for gamma-aminobutyric acid, which inhibits the neurotransmitters of the brain, thus inhibiting neural activity. This is what limits our consciousness to approximately 10%. So in other words, the brain limits itself.
So we only have access to 10% of our potential conscious awareness, but this increases as we evolve, doesn't it?
It sure does. On level 1, we can access approximately 10% of our whole soul consciousness. On level 2, 20%, on level 3, 30%, etc., up to full conscious awareness, 100% at level 10, where we consciously merge back into oneness. This is what the term returning to God is really all about. We actually never leave God because God energy is within all of us. The problem is, with the limited amount of conscious awareness that we can access on a level 1 planet like Earth, we just cannot process or perceive our full God consciousness. It is omnipresent, which means present everywhere in no time, no space, and also omniscient, which means knowing all. A better term, rather than returning to God, would be opening up to God consciousness, which is really what self-realization is all about. Hence the biblical adage of man know thyself.
Oh my goodness, there is just so much out there. No wonder we can't wrap our limited 10% consciousness human brain around it all. Some of us are flat out remembering what we did last month or last year, or what we had for breakfast, let alone what we got up to in past lives. This is also why many contactees get angry about alien abductions. They simply cannot recall having made a request for this contact before their birth into the present life. Judy, just to get back to what you said before about humans' astral form maintaining their physical appearance after death, which is how they often appear up on the mothership, you were telling me the other day about an experience you heard from a chaplain at a nursing home who attended many dying people. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yes, Paula, for sure. This is so interesting. When my mother-in-law passed away several years ago, I told the chaplain at the nursing home where she'd been living about how her deceased husband and daughter had both come to her and she'd spent time talking to them. He said how very common that is, confirmed by the nursing staff at the home. He then went on to tell me of his own amazing experience. Being the resident chaplain at the home, much of his work involves spending time with residents who are going through the dying process. One particular man had been holding on for some time, but he was fading, so the chaplain stayed with him. All of a sudden, the man took a really big gasp, and right at that moment, the chaplain felt an irresistible urge to turn around to the doorway of the room. To his profound shock, the dying man was walking out the door, looking very brisk and well, and dressed in very smart clothing. When he, the chaplain, turned back to the bed, the man was dead. It gave him quite a shock, and he didn't tell anyone until sometime later when he spoke to his superior about it. I said to him that it was most likely provided as proof to make him a better priest to be able to carry out his role. His answer was, yes, that's exactly what my superior said.
Yeah, that is so interesting, Judy. And what great proof of life after death. So if you'd like to read more about all of this, Judy's books are available from Amazon and can be accessed through links on her website listed below. And they are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by the Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Thank you so much, Jude, and thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Please share, like, and subscribe. Sending you all much love, and bye for now.